Hey YouTube, it's Vlogmas day 12 and it is Sunday and I've got some things planned today. I'm going to be making some treats for my office. I'm going to take you with me so you can see how that turns out. So come on and join me for Vlogmas day 12. So it's Vlogmas and it's me, so that means we're in the car. So I'm on my way to Walmart again because I got ready to make my treats for the office and found out I had done a slight miscalculation and need some more ingredients. So I'm backing out. Can y'all see that truck behind me? I hate when people park right behind my driveway. All right, so I'm at Walmart. It is almost 1. This parking lot is running over like they are giving away free money. I just have to get one quick thing. I'm hoping I can get in and out in under 30 minutes because I know it's a Sunday and it's going to be packed in a madhouse in there. So pray for me, y'all. So that didn't take too long, just maybe a little over 10 minutes. And that's because what I was looking for was sold out and they had to get it from a different shelf. Can you guys see that? It is 74 degrees today. That is how life is here in Texas. We might get 40 one day, 70 the next day, sun one day, rain the next. Right now it looks like it is about to pour down. So you always have to just stay ready with a jacket and an umbrella at all times. Today I'm going to be making these little candy sleighs for my coworkers. So I will show you how that's done. So stay tuned. These candy cane sleighs are really easy to make and you only need a few supplies. Kit Kats, miniatures, candy canes, and you'll need a hot glue gun. Before you get started, it's a good idea to lay out your candy canes and your Kit Kats ahead of time. That'll make this go so much faster once you start to hot glue the candy canes to the Kit Kats, because you'll see it's going to go really quickly. So if you have everything at the ready, it can work like an assembly line. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Kit Kat bar, and I like to glue my candy canes on the bottom side of the Kit Kat bar, and the candy canes are going to work as the bottom of the sleigh. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hot glue gun and you're going to glue, just put a little bit of glue on the edge of each side of the Kit Kat bar. You don't need a whole lot, but try to move quickly because the heat of the glue is going to melt the Kit Kat bar. So you want to move really quickly so it won't do too much damage. So that's the first side, and I glued it head down. And now I move on to the other side of the Kit Kat bar. And I put another thin layer of glue, just like so. And then I've got my other candy cane here. I'm gonna affix it to the other side. I try to line it up. You have to move quickly. It does dry fast, so if you don't get it perfect, you're not being graded for it. But it does look nicer if it's uniform at the top. So that is the bottom of my sleigh. I'm going to set that to the side to cool and move on to my next sleigh. And I have found that it is so much better to first get all of the bottoms on your sleigh before you move on to the next step of putting the little candies on there. It just, it gives your sleigh time to cool, your candy cane time to set, and everything's in order. So it seems to be a faster process this way, doing it step by step versus waiting for the sleigh to cool and then doing the gifts and then moving on to the next one, if that makes sense. All right, so I put my other bottom on, try to get that lined up, and I give it a little bit of pressure, and that's the next sleigh. See, easy peasy. And then I'm going to move on to the next. I'm just lining these up on my counter so that they can be drying and cooling at the same time. Here is my next one. That came out pretty quickly, and that's what you want. You really want it to get to where it's a rhythm. You stick the candy cane on there and there's no problem. Another thing you want to have on the ready is your glue sticks, your extra glue sticks. So as you can see, my glue just ran out, so I definitely I keep a stash next to it, so that way I can quickly replace that. I don't really lose time and I just keep going. So I've got that glue out, and now I'm going to add my last candy cane to this, and there we go. Put some light pressure on there, and that's my next sleigh. And so I'm going to continue doing this until I get through all of the candy canes that I want to do, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how I put the little gifts on there. This is how I'm lining up my Sleighs while they dry, just on the edge of the counter so they can hang off. And once they cool, I'll be able to flip them over and put the gifts on, but they're already going to be lined up and ready, so that process will go quickly as well. One word to the wise, I always make a couple extra from what I need, just because you just never know what's going to happen. For example, in this case, this one fell off the counter and broke. So maybe I'll still give it away. I doubt it, but at least, you know, push come to shove, you know, I don't have to be worried that I don't have enough supplies to replace this one. In the other case, for some reason, this right side with candy cane is shorter than the other one. They were in the same box, they're the same length, but then look how noticeably shorter it is. So that was weird. So you just never know what you're gonna get. I mean, would I still give it away? Maybe, if it was somebody that I'd forgotten about and I just needed something to give, maybe. But the point is, you just have to be prepared for the unexpected. So make some extras just in case something weird happens. Now it's time for phase 2, where we're going to put the candy on top of the sleigh, and they could either be presents. In this formation, I have them in a little pyramid, or you can do it in this fashion, where they kind of stack up and look like a little seat. But either way, or you can find other ways to do it. You can be very creative in this step. I tend to prefer this way for whatever reason. Whichever way you choose to do your sleigh, my recommendation is that you count out how many pieces you're going to need and have them laying at the ready. Because as I mentioned with the candy canes on the Kit Kat, the glue is hot and it's going to melt the Kit Kat if you don't move quickly. So let's get going. So I've got my candies lined up with my Kit Kat. And all I have to do now is grab the glue gun and start to fix them. Okay, so I got my sleigh there. It's already ready. And now I'm going to take my first piece of candy and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right on the center of the Mr. Goodbar. Just a little dot. See, just a little bit. Because again, it's hot and I don't want it to burn the, actually, I'm going to put I like to put a little dot. I'm going to put a little dot on each end, on that end, and that end. And then I'm going to attach that to the farthest end of that sleigh. Right at the back. Because I need to fit 4 here. And so I want to maximize all of the space. So I use the little flap as well as part of it, so you can kind of see how that looks. That's the first one. You can see how it's getting mushy because the wax is so hot. The hot glue gun is so hot. So here's my next one. Put a little dot there, a little dot there. Now I'm going to add it. I'm going to put it right next to the first one, to where it's flush. Make sure you can see that. Right next to the first one, and then I just And then I just keep going. 1 dot, 2 dots, and then I set it right next to the next one, the previous one, and I've got room for 1 more. So I'm doing the pyramid as I mentioned. There's a dot, there's a dot, and I'm going to set it right there on the sleigh. So that's my 4 pieces, that's my bottom. Normally I like them pretty lined up, but it doesn't matter. It still looks nice if it's not perfect. So here we have, I'm doing the next level. My 2 dots. And this one I'm going to set right in the middle of these bottom 2, because I want them to stack up into a pyramid, like so. And then I move on to the next one. Dot, dot. Right flush next to the next one. And I already have my candies lined up here, so it can go pretty quickly. Dot. And that's my second row. Now here we go. Dot, dot. And you don't need a lot of glue. I mean, you really don't need a whole lot. It's gonna stay in place. It's pretty secure. Because the idea is whoever you give these to, they're gonna eat them. So you don't want them cemented down. You don't want the wax to melt the candy by being too hot or putting too much on there. And you don't want them to not be able to take the pieces off or, you know, not be able to enjoy the candy. So that's the raw form of a sleigh. So I have finished putting the candies on top of the sleigh. And now I'm going to do the finishing part where I'm going to wrap it up and put a little bow on top. So I am using this kind of ribbon. It's just regular ribbon that you'd use on a balloon. And I've cut kind of a long piece here that I'm going to wrap on the sleigh. And what I do is I turn it over and I put it on the center of the sleigh, like so. And then I crisscross it. And the point is for it to look nice, but it also kind of helps secure the candy as well. And I've crisscrossed it like this, and now I'm going to flip it over like this. And then I'm going to complete the knot on top of the highest point of my pyramid. So, like so. Like this. And then I put a little bow. And then the extra pieces, if you want to do so, you can take a pair of scissors and you can run it against the edge so that it curls up like that. Definitely optional. Like so. And the final piece, the resistance, you can add an actual mini bow, which I'm going to open. A little mini bow like this. So I'm going to peel off the paper. There we go. And I'm going to just attach it right on top like that. And so that is your completed little Santa sleigh made out of candy. So that's that. So this is the final product. These are the little sleighs I put together to give to my co-workers this week. And very easy, not very time consuming, and they'll be a real hit. So that's it. Day 12 is in the books. Thanks again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed watching me make those little candy sleighs, and I hope you try it for your family, friends, co-workers, or whoever. It's very easy, and I'm sure they're gonna love it. So please come back and watch again for tomorrow's Vlogmas Day 13. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and come back and leave me a comment below and let me know if you're working on any arts and crafts projects for this Christmas season, or do you prefer to buy everything? Look forward to hearing from you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.